Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and my kids finally got the go-ahead to go back to school. I think the Digital Asset Investor might cry with this news. I am sick and tired of listening to an 8-year-old and a 14-year-old fight every other second. They gotta go. They gotta get out of here. They got to go back to school. This has been one of the craziest time in I think a lot of our lives, but it's time to get back to life and things being somewhat normal. This has been a really bad few months, and it's time for this to be over and have some football season and some normalcy in this world. I don't think there's anybody listening to me that would disagree with that. Let's talk about something good now. This is the coin market cap, and it looks like we are getting very close to crossing $400 billion in the market. I think that combined with crossing this magic 12,000 number on Bitcoin might be some pretty good signals going towards Labor Day weekend. We've seen a lot of signals pointing towards Labor Day being, or after Labor Day, being a time when a lot of this could really go off. So that's something to watch. Now, here's something else to watch. Look at this. CZ Binance, who's the CEO of Binance, tweeted this out. The high Ethereum network gas fees is causing problems for most exchanges, running with $10 to $20 loss on each withdrawal. We'll have to adjust our withdrawal fees sooner or later. Folks, I don't know how many times we have to say it. Proof of work does not work. Remember this? Proof of work does not work. Rhymes again. This is from August the 1st. Earlier today, Ethereum Classic, which is proof of work, experienced a chain reorganization of 3,693 blocks. Our alert system caught this immediately and automatically halted withdrawals and deposits. This looks like it may be a 51% attack. We will update you as things unfold. You need to watch this. I don't care how many times I have to show it, especially for you new people. Listen up. This is Ryan Zagone from Ripple.
And one place I'm speaking directly for me here is XRP, where it looks like Bitcoin. It's decentralized. It's open source. We have with 7% of the validation power on that, rather small in there. Grouping or giving clarity to those ones that are very similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum, that have the same characteristics and should be classified the same way. And then we're creating a level playing field across all the cryptos. I'm not anti-Bitcoin or anti-Ethereum by any means. I think there's a lot of great potential and breakthrough there. But we need to have a level playing field so the market can pick which ones they want to use and not be, as today they are.
I think this was the clip where he said proof of work doesn't work. Maybe I missed it.
And one place.
Okay. This is a shortened clip where they didn't catch him saying it, but at the beginning of that, he says proof of work doesn't work. And this guy's a Bitcoin maxi guy and takes issue with it, but he can't take issue on the merits because he knows it's right. Bitcoin will never be anything other than a store of value for that reason, because it doesn't work. Ethereum will go to Ethereum 2.0 and get away from proof of work because proof of work doesn't work. Okay, you got to see this. Listen up. So this guy, Ghost number one here he's pointing out a piece that I showed in my last video. U.S. Homeland Security can now track privacy crypto Monero. All right. And as I told you in the video prior, I've always thought that a lot of these digital assets were created by governments, including Bitcoin, maybe not Ethereum, but I believe that a lot of these were created by governments, and a lot of them are either a ruse or they had a purpose. I believe some of these privacy coins had a purpose, and I believe the purpose was to suck the money in of drug dealers and terrorists around the world and make them think that there's a digital asset where they can hide their money and move it around. And all of a sudden, a company shows up that's funded by the government, by the way, the U.S. government, CipherTrace, and they all of a sudden can track Monero. Now, this guy reminded me of this. He said, hey, digital asset investor, remember this? CipherTrace is where the lady works who told those guys Ripple was replacing Swift. And the owner announced most of the banks in Japan were running on Ripple. Now, what he's referring to is this. I played you a video. I'll play you the clip right now. It was Bitcoin Ben had these two guys on his show. And these two guys were talking about how they went to a bank, a conference, because they run a company. There's this, I'm drawing a blank on what there's this called right now. Let's see. It's called Perpetual Assets. Give them a plug. But they work with perpetual assets, and their business is regulated. And so they have to go to these conferences, to meet with regulators and hear what they have to say every once in a while. So they're talking in this clip about what the regulators said. And then this guy backtracked to tell us who the actual person was that was speaking to them. But here's what they said. The lady said,
future, numerous people, and this is bankers and regulators who are involved in financial crime, compliance, onboarding, anti-money laundering. This is industry. These are people who talk to the CFOs and CEOs of banks and put the fear of God in them in regards to money laundering and compliance and blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of validity here. I heard at least two people mention that the SWIFT system will be replaced in the next couple of years, in the next 3 years, the next 5 years. These are people who aren't even in our space. They're in banking and money laundering and compliance and blah, blah, blah.
These are the presenters, too, he's mentioning. These
are speakers. Yeah, this isn't the fat lady from HR. Yeah, these are like speakers, investigators, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, was it? It was Ripple. One of them mentioned, right?
Yep.
Well, yeah,
Ripple verbatim. Swift is going to be replaced. Yeah,
Swift will be replaced by Ripple in the next 5 years. Blah blah. And this is like future.
So there you go. All right. So the lady, someone who was either there or went back and figured it out, found out who it was. It's this lady, Pamela Clegg, Director of Financial Investigations and Education at CipherTrace, which is a blockchain company that's started or funded partially by the government. This is the actual thing that they were referring to: blockchain tracing, cryptocurrency, anti-money laundering, and financial investigation workshop. Pamela Clegg. This is the person that actually said that to them. Don't know how that was found out, but it was. But anyway, that's a pretty cool find right there. All right, moving along. I saw this from XRP lighting the way, or at X lighting the way. Coinbase is now running at XRP speeds. This is a Coinbase advertisement, apparently. The market moves fast. Now so does your money. Take advantage of market changes with instant USD deposits via ACH. Starting today, you no longer have to wait 3 to 5 business days for deposits to clear. You can now deposit up to $25,000 fee-free each day for it to be instantly ready to trade. Pretty interesting. XRP Wizard sent me this, and this is I decided to go down a little bit of a stellar road here. I wanted to show you a couple of things. XRP Crypto Wolf had tweeted this back on August the 16th. Aiken says crypto will empower Africa to overcome hurdles like high inflation and government corruption. The construction of Aiken City, the $6 billion futuristic city that will function solely on the Acoin cryptocurrency, is currently being built. And then I Am Legion came in and replied with this: what is your relationship with Stellar? Acoin is a token issued via the Stellar blockchain. We are working hand in hand with Stellar to ensure all technological and development best practices are met. So they're going to build this Acoin on Stellar. And then I ran across this today. This is a recent interview with Jed McCaleb and this David Naj, I guess is how you'd say that. I just wanted to play this one clip. I believe, based on reading between the lines, I believe you're going to start to see there's a coin, but I believe you're going to start to see a lot of organizations / maybe central banks issue their own stable coins on the Stellar network. I wanted you to hear this part so you can take Jed McCaleb's word for it.
So the role of Lumen, Danella actually, kind of alluded to this. So synthetics have been the rage this year in decentralized finance and DeFi. And I believe you can create synthetic assets via Stellar. Can you let us know about that?
I mean, I think it's the best platform to be able to create any value that you want and to issue it on Stellar. It's one of the important things that we think, like, for example, if a central bank was going to issue a digital currency, it's the best place to do it. It's simple. It's very few lines of code, and it makes it really easy for folks to be able to do that. So there's lots of things that you can currently buy on Stellar in terms of the different assets that are available. And I think, we don't prefer any asset. We're agnostic as to the assets that exist on Stellar.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, Stellar, that was the original model of Stellar, like kind of long before even Ethereum, is that people need some bridge between like the traditional financial systems and kind of this new digital currency. So, you're like Stellar as a native thing, you can hold you can tokenize dollars or euros or Bitcoin or whatever. So like it's sort of a primitive of the network is just being able to like tokenize other forms of value. So it makes it where it's like quick and like seamless.
And can you talk a little bit about the way that happens? Because with Ethereum, there's the leverage and the use of smart contracts to do that. And there's the oracles that play a role within the price and the data that validates all of that. Can you just talk to us a little bit more about how that's actually done, the nuance that Stellar has versus, say, something like Ethereum?
So I mean, it's basically, it doesn't require any complicated scripting. So the model is essentially, you can think of it as like, you have like any institution can issue an asset, right? In the same way that like, essentially this is what happens now. Like if you use PayPal, what you're really sending around is PayPal dollars. You're not sending around US dollars, right? You're sending around this dollar that you can bring back to PayPal and get an actual dollar, right? And the same is actually true of your bank, right? You don't have a dollar. You have like an IOU essentially from like Wells Fargo or whoever. And these people can like, some set of people will accept this Wells Fargo or IOU and some won't, right? And so basically Stellar just kind of codifies all of that, right? And that's the way that the network operates. And that's what provides interoperability basically. So like you can like if you're PayPal and you come on Stellar, you can issue your PayPal dollar on Stellar, and some set of people in the world will be willing to take that and some won't. But there will be people that can exchange between your PayPal dollar and somebody else's like, Barclays euro or something, right? So it doesn't require complicated scripting because it's all kind of baked into the actual protocol, right?
Okay. I won't get too farther in the weeds on that, but that was an interesting little clip. Now, I saw this right here today. Mark Heinen, Stellar Community Fund is on Product Hunt today. Get paid to build the future of finance. And I was just looking at this little clip. First of all, what do you know? I've shown you Stellar's website, but their whole website is constellations in the stars. And then now we have astronauts, just like you had astronauts sending money in outer space with Ripple, right? In the Ripple commercial. Well, I saw this little thing here and I had never heard of that. It's called Public Node, and went and typed in the website and voila, publicnode.org, Stellar nodes funded by community, working together to support the open and inclusive Stellar network. About Public Node, it's a nonprofit open membership organization that supports and brings a trusted, meaningful public voice to the open and inclusive Stellar network. Our mission is to provide an efficient way for the general public to support and be a part of open and exclusive blockchain networks. The future power of the Stellar network. In the future, we envision a Stellar network that is powered by many diverse entities. With Public Node, individuals and small businesses can be a part of that diversity and provide additional support to an open network. This is what I've always said how I envisioned the nodes on the Ripple network. And that is companies, public, like universities, government, small business. The one thing they're leaving off of this, because I believe it is, I guess it could go under the government category, but they're not putting outer space on here, but you go ahead and write it down. They're going to have nodes in outer space. You're not seeing all of this astronaut and space imagery because this hasn't been thought out. They're just not talking about it yet. Okay. Now, I don't think there was anything else on that I wanted to show, but you can see, I mean, you can just literally see, it looks like a bunch of stars streaking through the sky. We know where we're going. We don't need roads, right? Okay. I wanted to finish this video by showing you this. This is from Cryptopolis. Did you get yours yet? Unstoppable domains. Someone sold sex.crypto for $90,000. That's 230 ethereum, or I guess at the prices when they clip this. But how amazing is that? That's why I keep talking about these unstoppable domains. I've got a link in the description of all my videos where you can go if you want to look around and see if there's any interesting unstoppable domains. Like I told you this morning, I couldn't believe I got auburnfootball.crypto. In my part of the world, that's a big deal. So, I've been going on there and just typing different combinations of words. I'm sure we're so early in the game. There's a lot of hidden gems out there. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Unstoppable domains is cool, and there might be a lot of opportunity on that website. Thank you for listening.
Every day, billions of people around the world are mocked, ridiculed, laughed at, and embarrassed by their friends, family, and even strangers. These people go through their days knowing there are secrets being kept from them. They hear the faint whispers behind closed doors. The information and knowledge is held very close and only shared with others who were fortunate enough to find out. Feeling lost, rejected, and ostracized, these people give up, never finding out what digital assets the digital asset investor holds. But there is hope. Join the free Digital Asset Investor email newsletter and find out what digital assets he owns each month, including investments he's considering. Click the link in the description of this video or go to digitalassetinvestornewsletter.com. Put an end to your days of gloom and depression. Join the greatest free digital asset email newsletter ever created.